eruption cycles for the permanent dentition. They're okay to remember. There's a little memorization needed for this one. They go in order. As long as you can remember the order, you should be good. And also, there's going to be teeth that kind of erupt at the same time. That's helpful, okay? So I'll just go through it, and I tend to write it out. Here, I wrote it out here, but I can show you. So for here, I write it out in such a way that tells me which teeth come out at certain ages. Do you know what I mean? So, and then if there's just one age for a certain tooth, they get their own little section, and then, you know, the 10 to 12, that kind of thing. So if this is helpful for you and how to write it out, then by all means do that. But essentially, if you need to kind of see it in order, we can go through that real quick. That looks good. Okay, so same thing with the primary teeth. Your central incisors, central mandibular incisors, are going to be the first ones to erupt in the permanent teeth, okay? And they look a little squished over, sorry. These are your centrals. They're not lined up. Don't mind that. Okay, so you're going to see the central mandibular incisors come out first at 6 to 7 years old, along with your first molars. These are going to be the first non-succedaneous teeth that erupt, okay? So nothing's shedding in these areas, they're just erupting. These have to shed before you start anything. It's these guys. And then following that are the central maxillary incisors, these guys, and the mandibular laterals, the mandibular lateral incisors at 7 to 8, okay? Then you're going to jump up to the maxillary lateral incisors, okay, these guys, at 8 to 9. Then you're going to jump back down to mandibular canines from 9 to 10. Then again, remember we skipped the canines in the primary teeth. You're just going to skip the maxillary canine on this one and jump over to the maxillary first premolar, 10 to 11 years old, okay? Then the mandibular first premolar and the maxillary second premolar, the first mand, the second max, they're at 10 to 12, okay? Then you can jump back to the maxillary canine and the mandibular second molar from 11 to 12. Then you move on over to the mandibular second molar, because remember this one has already been erupted, from 11 to 13, and then the maxillary second molar from 12 to 13. Third molars, they're going to come out between 17 to 21. Okay, they're way later. So once again, order real quick. Central incisors, you're also getting the maxillary and mandibular first molars first. Then the maxillary central incisors and the mandibular lateral incisors next at 7 to 8. Then it's the maxillary lateral incisors from 8 to 9. Mandibular canine from 9 to 10, maxillary first premolar from 10 to 11, then it's both the maxillary second premolar and the mandibular first premolar at the same time from 10 to 12. Then you jump back to maxillary canine, 11 to 12, along with the mandibular second premolar. Then it's the mandibular second molar, 11 to 13, and the maxillary second molar, 12 to 13. Okay, so that's it for eruption cycles for this one. Big things to remember, I suppose, is that we tend to call the first molars the 6-year teeth, and then the second molars, the 12-year teeth, because these come out at 6, these come out at 12. All right. Typically these we'll find with more decay. We'll have sealants put in, you know, whatever, around your 6-7 years of age. And then these guys, you'll get your sealants in around 12 years of age. Okay, cool.